31 years ago, 1993, April 27th, a dog that we referred to as our firstborn came into this world. His name was Ike, and you've probably heard me talk about him. I mean, goodness, I wrote a book about him a couple of years ago, a novel, Ike, the Dog Who Saved a Human. And I'm that human. And so every year this time, on his birthday, I take a moment and I remember him and I share some gratitude and for all that he did for me, right? All that he taught me. And I've had two big teachers in my life. Robin, my wife, would be one and Ike would be the other, for sure. What he taught me, so much of my youth was about chasing stuff and accolades and awards and titles and all kinds of things outside of me, right? Because I wanted to feel enough. I wanted to feel worthy. And I believed, I had been taught that in order to feel worthy, in order to have opinions of others that make you feel good enough, you got to do really big, extraordinary things, right? And I bought into that hook, line, and sinker. And what I learned from Ike was that that approach to life is exhausting and is ineffective. And in fact, the whole premise is a lie, right? That that we continue to teach our kids today that chasing stuff is the way to live. And it's not, it's a lie. And what I learned from Ike was that he woke up good enough, right? He went to bed good enough. He did not need stuff or things or titles or accomplishments to feel like he was somehow more worthy of my love or his own love for himself. He did not buy into that stuff, and nor do any dogs. It's why we refer to them often under the term of unconditional love, is because there are no strings attached. They just love. And what I appreciate about Ike was that he changed that paradigm for me. You know, and obviously he didn't teach me. It was me observing him and realizing, wow, you know, I think I got this wrong, because this guy, he's just happy all the time, right? He doesn't need a reason. I mean, sure, when we would go for hikes or trail runs or down to the beach or at the cottage or whatever, was he a little extra happy? You bet, sure he was. But he's a golden retriever, right? I mean, that's just that's just who they are. That's their DNA. But the point being is that he just lived life as what came at him, and he made the best of every day. And when that penny dropped for me, it changed my life. And the paradox of that was that all those years spent chasing stuff, all those things that I thought were important, I realized were not important. They were important to other people, not to me. And when I started just appreciating life for what I had, who I was, I started becoming accomplished in other areas of my life, things that I hadn't even focused on, things that I would have never imagined I'd end up doing. And that's been the crazy part, is that letting go of the chase, the universe has kind of stepped in and said, you know what, I think this is the path. And I just feel fortunate that I've been led in a way that I've had a meaningful and purposeful life so far, and I certainly have lots more to give, and I'm looking forward to that. But it all began with him, with Ike, right? Just watching the way he navigated his days on this planet. And I think, you know, I'm sure some of you might think that reflecting on a dog every year, and believe me, it's not just once a year. Goodness, the number of times I think about that boy. It might be a little unusual, but he just had that much of a profound impact on my life. And he comes up in our work, he comes up in our coaching. For me, he is just, you know, he's the benchmark of how to be in the world. And I'm just super grateful for that. And if you've got a dog, you totally get what I'm saying. You can totally relate. If you don't have a dog, you know, I don't know, if the circumstances are right and you have time in your life, maybe that's something to consider. I just think Our dogs have so much to teach us, but we have to be awake and aware to that teaching. We have to be willing and wanting to learn, right? To realize that we don't have it all figured out, and that maybe these creatures that only live for, I don't know, 9 to 15 years on average, maybe they've got it figured out. And maybe it's the short life that does that. They just couldn't be bothered with all the stupid stuff that we obsess over. There's so much to learn from our pups. And yeah, we just got to pay attention. So if you've got a dog, get outside and go for a walk or a run or a hike. Spend some time with them. Discover the joy and happiness they have on offer. This is Oakley. That's the other cool thing about Ike is that he began us on a journey. We're on dogs 4 and 5, and we're out with them every day on the trails, and they make us laugh every day. They're just a beautiful part of our life. So yeah, take some time to appreciate your pups today. They are deserving. So take care of yourself, share the love, and we'll see you again next week. Okay, see you everyone. Bye-bye.